doing the last one. Other people liked it. I figured I wouldn't do one of these for a while, but I realized I can do a free agency one, and this one will be fun as well. So I'll put the timestamps in the comments so you can skip to your team, see what's up. I'll even probably make some edits to this one, but we got the mini helmets back, of course. Beautiful sound. This is gonna be a little bit harder because the first one I just said like what I liked about teams and what I didn't like. So the fact that I'm gonna talk about free agent players, I know a lot of players. I know a lot, but there's also a lot that I don't know. Okay, my football knowledge. All right, obviously every weekend I watch the Patriots. And then when the Patriots aren't on, I got Red Zone channel on. I watch the primetime games, yada yada. I do fantasy football, and I follow the NFL subreddit on Reddit, so I get stats and stuff from there. So that's from all my knowledge. That's not going to cover everything, obviously. There's probably going to be a ton of dudes that I've never heard of, but the big names, I'll be able to talk about the big names. If there's anybody that I talk about and I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea who that is, and it's like a notable guy, let me know in the comments. But I should be able to tell who's at least pretty good based on the contracts. If they got a big contract, I mean, I'm gonna be able to tell, like, oh hey, this guy's pretty good. I'm gonna start off with the Patriots today since I put them last in the last video. We're gonna start off with them. They also made the biggest splash, so it only makes sense. I got a good list here. All the free agent transactions so far. Obviously, there's more to come that we're missing, but this is all that's happened so far. Alrighty. Of course, the Patriots. We went at it at the start. We were going very hard. We snagged. I guess we'll start with the two big ones. I guess the two big ones are the tight ends. We got Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, signed them to big deals. We gave them top 3 tight end money. So we gave them a lot of money, and honestly, they haven't had top 3 tight end stats. Jonnu's an up-and-comer. He was really good for the Titans, but the Titans, they didn't really know how to use him. They're a run-first team, and they didn't use him as well. The only time he got used well was when A.J. Brown was hurt. He got a bunch of red zone touches. And Hunter Henry is injury prone, so we'll see if he can last over these next couple seasons here. I don't know if he's played 16 games. I feel like he's one of those guys that hasn't played a full 16 games yet, or I think he's done it once. So, but they're both young tight ends, very good players. Obviously, Bill Belichick, he wants that 2 tight end set again. He missed having good tight ends, so he went at it, and we'll see how they work out. I think they're solid players, but also picked up Matt Judon, outside linebacker, edge. I think he's an edge, but yeah, he's solid. Another solid young player, good linebacker. I saw mixed reviews from Ravens fans about him, but he should work in Belichick's system. Because Ravens play a similar system on defense. We also got Jalen Mills. Eagles fans do not like this guy. He's like a joke to Eagles fans, from what I've seen or what I already heard. But he's versatile. He's very versatile. So Belichick probably liked picking him up because he's going to be able to play him basically anywhere in the secondary, nickel, cornerback, safety. He's going to move him all over. Because he likes guys that can just play a lot of positions, so that's probably why he picked him up there, but we'll see how he works out. We also got Nelson Aguilar. Now, Aguilar, he always gets joked about just because he had a couple bad years for the Eagles, but he picked it up again last year for the Raiders, had a really good season. So, got him for 2 years, 26. I don't know, he's a deep threat. Aguilera is supposed to be that guy, but he wasn't. So we picked up a deep threat. We're going to be able to spread out the defense and then just throw it to the tight ends underneath with Cam. So we'll see. Cam's deep ball, his arm hasn't been great, but his deep ball for as bad as his arm is, his deep ball is actually not bad, so we'll see what happens. We also got Kendrick Bourne, another wide receiver for the 49ers. I don't know, maybe Belichick sees a lot in him, but he's one of those guys where, like, makes a bunch of good catches and then he'll just, like, drop the easiest ones. Another young receiver. We'll see. I think he'll help him out, but we gave him about $7 million, which was interesting, but we'll see. We also got Davin, I don't even know, but it's Gachow. Gachow, I don't know. He was the Dolphins' defensive tackle. I don't know why we let Butler go, our D tackle. We let him go from last year, and we got Gachow instead. So apparently they like the look of this guy better. But we also got Trent Brownbrack. Trent Brown, we got him back. What did we send over? A 7th round pick for him. So, or a 5th. We swapped. We got, I don't know, I forget what the trade was. I think it was a 5th or something. But we got him back. He's got 1 year left. And then if he leaves, we're going to get another comp pick for him. But we might just re-sign him anyways if he has a good season. We got Dietrich Wise. Re-signed Dietrich Wise. We already had him. He was our defensive end. Solid player. Gave him a 4-year deal. Henry Anderson. That was the Jets guy. Jets D end. Justin Bethel. Re-signed him. He's a special teamer. We got Ted Karras back for 1 year, up to $4 million. He's basically going to be a backup now because we kept David Andrews. We re-signed him, which is the next one here. And then we also got Kyle Van Noy back at linebacker. So, pretty crazy offseason for the Patriots. This is going to be the longest one of the teams, obviously. But, yeah, I like it. We had some holes to fill. Belichick doesn't want to wait for the draft. He's just like, screw it, I'm going to get some free agents. I'm hoping for the draft we will get a quarterback. I hope we trade up for a quarterback. I would be fine with if we could somehow get Trey Lance or Justin Fields. If we could somehow get one of them, that'd be sick. But I think we're looking at more, maybe Mac Jones. Honestly, all 3 of them might be gone, and we might not be able to trade up. We might not be able to get any of those guys, honestly. So I'm prepared for that. We have the 15th pick. I don't have high expectations, but I know there are some possibilities. So we'll see. We will see. But that's gonna be it for the Patriots. Alrighty, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Up next. So I guess the big thing for them, they got J.J. Watt. They signed J.J. Watt, so he's still in his prime. He has had some trouble with injuries, but he wanted to go to a contender. I don't know why he went to the Cardinals, but also they picked up, sorry, I got a tap. They picked up A.J. Green, got him on a 1-year deal. He's been out. He's been injured. He's missed like a year and a half now. He's getting up there in age for wide receivers. Who knows? Who knows what he's going to be able to do? I mean, he's going to be out there next to D-Hop, so he's not going to have the best guy on him. I think I like it. I like the signing. See what he can give you. They got Marcus Golden, Kevin Beachum. Goldman's a linebacker, Beacham's a tackle. Rodney Hudson is a center, traded for him from the Raiders, and Matt Prater, they signed Matt Prater from the Lions, so not a bad free agency so far. I like it. I'm excited about A.J. Green. I want to see what he can do for them, because he was just such a freak in his prime. He was just so good for the Bengals, but we'll see what happens. Up next we have the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons. They have not done much in free agency. They have been chilling. They traded for the Bills tight end Lee Smith, and they actually signed one of the Patriots guys. They got Brandon Copeland, one of our DNs. He was alright. He was one of the rotational pieces, but not one of the main guys, so we let him go. But man, the Falcons, man, they got some salary cap issues. They're gonna be focused on the draft for sure. They have a lot of holes. They're probably gonna address their defense. Their defense is not very good. Will they draft a quarterback? What do they have? The 7th pick. They have a top 10 pick. They might snag a quarterback. Gotta get somebody for when Matt Ryan situation right now. They got a rough cap situation, and they got to just start building for the future. I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted a quarterback first round. We got the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens got some players. They got, the big one, I guess. They re-signed Derek Wolfe. I think that was a good one. He's a solid tackle. They did lose Matt Judon, obviously, as we talked about. Went to the Patriots, but they re-signed Pernell McPhee, solid player. They re-signed another linebacker. I don't even know, Tyus Bowser, but 4 years, $22 million. So he's decent. And they signed offensive guard Kevin Zeitler. I don't know, 3 years, $22 million on that one. So yeah, the Ravens, playoff team last year. I don't know where their holes are, honestly. I mean, Lamar Jackson, you just gotta continue to make it easy for him. I mean, they got Mark Andrews at tight end, but maybe they need something else at receiver. But they don't really have to worry that much about the pass game because they're just such a run-heavy offense. I don't know. I see them easily making the playoffs again. As long as they have Lamar, they're gonna be solid. We got the Buffalo Bills. The biggest signing this offseason for the Buffalo Bills. Mitchell Trubisky. They brought him in. He's a decent backup. He's gonna be a good backup. He's just not a starter. But he's a good backup, so I hope that'll be good in case Allen goes down for a few games. But they're doing pretty well in free agency. Re-signed Matt Milano, gave him a nice deal, $11 million a year, 4 years. They re-signed Jamal Williams, one of their tackles, 3 for $28. They kept John Feliciano, and they brought in Emmanuel Sanders, who was kind of a big name to be traded for a couple years ago, but I don't know. He's been decent. He was decent for the Saints. He wasn't anything special for sure, but I like it. I think he'll be a good addition for the Bills, who I believe lost John Brown. I think they lost John Brown, right? I believe. Or did they lose Cole Beasley? They lost one of those guys, but they'll still have Diggs, and adding Sanders in there, just another weapon for Josh Allen. I like it. I like the Bills. I think they're going to be solid once again this year. Definitely a playoff team, for sure. We got the Carolina Panthers. They haven't done a ton in free agency. They signed a couple guys. Franchise tagged their offensive tackle, Taylor Mattoon. I don't know. Offensive tackles. I swear, those are the hardest ones to, remember. Who's good and who's not. I can't keep track of those at all. But they signed the Jets guard, Pat Eflin. Got a linebacker from the Chargers, Denzel Perryman, for 2 years. They signed the Cardinals outside linebacker, Hassan Reddick, 1-year deal. None of these have money next to him either. And they signed David Moore from the Seahawks. Got him on a small 2-year deal. But no big names for them. No bigs. But look at Moton. He was priority number 1. But I don't know. They're going to lose Curtis Samuel probably. Probably they don't have the money for him. But Panthers, man, they need a lot of help. What pick do they have? They have a pretty high pick this year. Probably need a quarterback. For sure, need a quarterback. But they have a lot of holes to fill. They got CMC, but they got a lot to do. The Chicago Bears. The poor Bears, man. They were making a push for Deshaun Watson. But dude, all the stuff coming out about Deshaun Watson, man, it's not looking good for him, man. At first, I was like, the first report that came out about Deshaun Watson, I was like, it's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. And then more reports came out, a ton more from that same lawyer, more girls, and these were worse. He did some worse stuff with them, and I'm like, oh boy, he's done, man. He's not playing football this year, at least. It the NFL, so he might come back, but he's done. But yeah, that's pretty important talk for the Bears offseason because they were trying to get Deshaun. They were trying to make a trade. They offered up like 3 firsts and somebody else, I think. And it sucks for them because, I mean, they franchise tagged Allen Robinson, so that's good. But they may not even bring him back next year. It's just, they lost Kyle Fuller. They had to cut Kyle Fuller because of the cap. Re-signed Mario Edwards, and then they end up signing Andy Dalton, who looks like it's going to be him and Foles for the starting position. Jeez. And they re-signed Deion Bush. But, yeah, rough one for the Bears, man. They were counting on Deshaun Watson. They were trying to make that trade, but Deshaun's got his own issues going on right now. The Texans might not even have him. And we got the Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals. They haven't done much. I wish they would do something to help out Joe Burrow. We'll see what they do in the draft. Maybe they'll get Penny Sewell. But yeah, I love Joe Burrow. But so far, all they got is D-end Trey Hendrickson. Oh wow, okay, yeah, that's actually a big name from the Saints. 4 years, $60 million. They added Chidobe Awuzie, Cowboys cornerback. Gave him a 3-year deal. Steelers. Oh, and Mike Hilton. Okay. Steelers cornerback Mike Hilton also signed with the Bengals, heading over to the rivals. I like that. And then they signed offensive tackle Riley Reef. Gave him one year, $7 million. So there's another guy for Burrow, to block for Burrow. I don't even know if Burrow is going to play this year. It all depends on that injury. But Bengals, what is there to say about the Bengals, man? They need a lot of help. Their team sucks. And we got the Cleveland Browns. Alrighty. Cleveland Browns. Starting off, they got John Johnson, safety from the Rams. Gave him 3 for $33. They got Raiders DN, Takaris McKinley, don't know that guy. Rams cornerback Troy Hill, 4 years, $24 million, don't know that guy. Malik Jackson for a defensive tackle, not bad. Resigned Rashard Higgins, alright, kept the receiver. No, not receiver. Oh yeah, receiver, yeah. But, John Johnson's a good signing for sure. Good young safety. Not bad for the Browns. They're solid. So hopefully they filled some holes on defense there. Got a couple guys on defense, so we'll see. Browns probably going to be a playoff team once again next year. I like their squad for sure. They'll have OBJ back. So yeah, he was out. What was it? It was pretty early, right? Was he like week 6 that he got injured? I don't know, but yeah. I like the Brown signings. We got the Cowboys. Alrighty. We got the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see, they did not do a ton. They re-signed their cornerback CJ Goodwin. Re-signed cornerback Jordan Lewis. Oh, they got Falcons Keanu Neal. He's decent. And they got Bills offensive tackle Ty Niseki. I don't know how to say that, but 1-year deal, doesn't say the amount of money for him. But not much for the Cowboys. They'll have Dak Prescott back this year. Hopefully Ezekiel Elliott has a better year than he did last year. He was kind of in the slump, but I expect them to be back, and depends on the rest of the NFC East, but I think they'll get into the playoffs this year. We got the Broncos. We got the Denver Broncos. Alright, Broncos, they did pretty well in this offseason. I actually didn't see this until right now, but they were the ones that signed Kyle Fuller. So only one-year deal, $9.5 million, but that's pretty good. Re-signed Justin Simmons, gave him a big deal. That's good. They exercised the option for Von Miller. That's good. Oh, they got Ronald Darby. Okay, cornerback from Washington. He's solid. Re-signed Shelby Harris. All right, and added Vikings running back Mike Boone. no idea who that is. Because he's not even... Because Madison was their second running back. I don't even remember Mike Boone playing, but pretty good for the Broncos. I like it. Just stacking up that defense. They got a young offense. They have a very young offense. They got Drew Lock, obviously. They still got Philip Lindsay in the backfield. Although, is he a free agent this year? I don't even know. But they got some young receivers and tight ends. They got, what receiver? They got Jerry Jeudy. They got KJ Hamler. And at tight end, they got Noah Fant. So, some solid young guys that in a year or two might be popping off. We'll see. So, I like the Broncos, though. I like them for the future. We got the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions. Alrighty. The Lions, alright, they gave big money to Romeo Okwara. Honestly, don't know who he is. They re-signed him. But he's pretty good. 3 years, $39 million. Obviously, he's pretty good. They added Packers running back Jamal Williams, who's a solid running back. I think he'll be good next to DeAndre Swift. I wonder, do they still have Adrian Peterson locked up? I think they still do, so nice little backfield there with Jared Goff. Not too bad. They did lose Kenny Galladay, that kind of hurts, but they also traded for Rams D-end Michael Brockers, no idea, and they signed Brashad Perriman. Alright, he's a decent receiver, he's alright, but not much going for the Lions. Not bad signings, though. We'll see what they do in the draft. Green Bay Packers, Green Bay Packers, Green Bay Packers. The Packers, they've done nothing. Alright, they re-signed Aaron Jones. Gave him a 4-year deal. Other than that, they have done nothing, man. So hopefully they can do something in the draft. Once again, they were so close to another Super Bowl. They're right there in the NFC Championship. We'll see. We'll see what happens with them. But not much moves for them this offseason. We got the Houston Texans. It's crazy. I was just talking about Philip Lindsay for the Broncos. They didn't re-sign him. They actually did let him go. He signed with the Texans, which is very interesting because they already have David Johnson, and they basically traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson and a second round pick. But the Texans are a dumpster fire, to be honest. They did add Marcus Cannon. We were gonna have to cut him, so we swapped him for a bunch of picks. We moved up in the draft a little bit, and we got him off of our books, so he didn't leave any dead money for us. So Texans, they got a good tackle and we got him off our books, so that was pretty important for the Patriots. They also added Shaq Lawson in a trade, Mark Ingram, they added Camus, Kruger, Hill, don't know him, Christian Kirksey, 1-year deal, Andre Roberts, wide receiver, D-tackle, Malik Collins, cornerback, Vernon Hargreaves, I know that guy, they re-signed him, okay. They added Tyrod Taylor to their squad from the Chargers. He'll probably be the starter. Deshaun's not playing this year, I'm telling you. Cornerback Terrence Mitchell, re-signed Pharaoh Brown. They added, Bengals QB Ryan Finley as well, and obviously Philip Lindsay. So, for as bad as they are, not the worst free agent signings in the world, but they have some other issues to worry about. We get the Indianapolis Colts. They haven't done too much. They re-signed Marlon Mack, which I thought was pretty good. He's a solid back. And they re-signed Xavier Rhodes for 1 year. So, and they added Carson Wentz. So, got him to replace Phillip Rivers. So, not bad at all. We'll look for the Colts to make a playoff run. I definitely think they'll make it again. Because I don't know. I think Wentz is gonna rebound with the Colts. But we'll wait and see. And we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars. Interesting season they got ahead. They got the number 1 pick. They're probably gonna get Trevor Lawrence. He's a freak. He's a beast. I'm a big Trevor Lawrence guy. But got Urban Meyer coming in there too. A lot of success at the college level. Not any at the NFL level, so we'll see. But they were on the move. They franchise tagged offensive tackle Cameron Shaquille Griffin, the cornerback, safety Rashawn Jenkins, Roy Robertson Harris. All three of those guys got pretty big deals, so they got them for a couple years. Re-signed Dwayne Smoot, defensive end. They signed running back Carlos Hyde, defensive end Tyson Alualu. Oh, I know that one. Yeah, Steelers DN. Yep. Quarterback Sidney Jones, Marvin Jones, wide receiver. They signed him as well. Interesting. And they also traded for defensive tackle Malcolm Brown. Not bad. But yeah, interesting. I'm excited to see what the Jaguars do. Minshew will probably start the year unless Trevor Lawrence just looks so good right away, which I think he might. So we might see Lawrence week 1. Who knows? But I'm excited for the Jaguars. We got the Kansas City Chiefs. They did lose some tackles. They had to cut some of their tackles. Or, I don't know if there was they cut some guys from the offensive line, but they brought in Joe Tooney from the Pats. He's pretty good, dude. He's one of the best linemen we've had there the last 20 years. Gave him a bunch of money, 5 years, $80 million. So, big money for him to help out Pat Mahomes. They also re-signed Taco Charlton, defensive end. Released Damian Williams. I don't even think he played last year because of he opted out because of COVID, I believe. And they signed Kyle Long, who came back out of retirement. So we'll see how he plays. Gave him $1.5 million. But yeah, I expect the Chiefs to be good once again. We got the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders made some moves. They snagged Ravens defensive end Yannick I can't say his name. I'm not gonna bother, but gave him 2 years, 26. Signed John Brown from the Bills, wide receiver from the Bills. Re-signed Zay Jones. All right. They also brought in Kenyon Drake. That's interesting. They gave him 2 years, $11 million. They already got Josh Jacobs back there. And they had the other guy. I forget his name, but they had another solid running back. Maybe they lost him, but I don't know. I'm kind of confused with that Kenyon Drake signing because they already seem set there. But they re-signed defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins. That one's good. Brought in Solomon Thomas, another D tackle from the 49ers. He's a good player as well. And they re-signed Nicholas Morrow, 1-year deal. So Raiders, man. Raiders. We'll see how Derek Carr does this year. I think he's got... I'm a big Derek Carr fan. I think Derek Carr's good. But if he doesn't play well this year, he was alright last year. He was solid last year. But I think this is a make it or break it season for him. He may not get another shot for the Raiders, but we'll see. We got the Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers. Should be San Diego, but yeah, the Chargers, LA Chargers. Alright, let's see. They signed Packers center Corey Linsley, 5 years, $62 million. Whew, he's a solid center. I know that one. Re-signed Michael Davis. Re-signed Michael Badgley. He's a solid kicker. They brought in Jared Cook, Saints tight end. Because they lost Hunter Henry. So yeah, that makes sense. And added Matt Feller, Steelers offensive lineman. So not bad for the Chargers. Not bad. They got Herbert coming back. Got a new coach. We'll see. We'll see. They should be better than last year at least. And we got the Rams. LA Rams. Should be St. Louis. But LA Rams, they didn't really do too much so far in this offseason. They let Dante Fowler walk. They traded for him the other year. They re-signed Leonard Floyd. 4 years, $64 million. Honestly, don't recognize the name, but big contract, so he's obviously a solid player. And of course, they still got Aaron Donald, and they added Matthew Stafford, traded for Matthew Stafford. So I like the Rams. They should be good. Should make the playoffs again. But excited to see what Stafford does on a team that isn't the Lions, But, yeah, we'll see. The Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. Dolphins, they've been they've been making some moves, a little bit. They traded, well, they really didn't trade much, but they swapped 7th rounders for Isaiah Wilson, and he already got cut. That guy has some serious problems, man. I don't know what's going on with him. Probably a mix of mental health issues and he just makes bad decisions as well, something like that. But just doesn't seem like a good dude, not focused on football at all. It's a shame. But they did add Benardrick McKinney from the Texans, linebacker. They added cornerback Justin Coleman, and they did sign Will Fuller. They got him for a 1-year deal. Probably just a prove-it deal type thing. I mean, they did give him $10 million. They did give him $10 million. And then Cap's gonna go back up next year, so probably looking to give him a bigger deal once that happens. We'll see. And they also signed the Patriots defensive tackle I talked about earlier, Adam Butler. I'm not sure why we let him go. I think they signed him for less money than we got Gatchu, whatever. Which is a shame, but it's whatever. But yeah, Dolphins. I don't know, the Will Fuller signing is pretty good, but they're probably looking. They have a bunch of draft picks. They're looking to make some big moves in the draft. Probably they got that 3rd pick, so we'll see what they do. Up next, we got the Vikings. We got the Minnesota Vikings. Didn't do a ton in free agency. They did a little bit. Got Giants D-tackle Dalvin Tomlinson, Chargers linebacker Nick Vigil. Re-signed Chad Beebe. Don't even know that guy. And they did add Patrick Peterson. Gave him a 1-year, $10 million deal. So that's an interesting one. But not much for the Vikings. Don't know what to expect from them this year. I honestly think they'll do the same as they did last year. They got Dalvin Cook, they got Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, they got some solid players, Adam Thielen, but I don't know. We'll see. And we got the Saints. The Saints are another team that's just in absolute cap hell. They had to cut some guys, but they lost Drew Brees. They're not looking good for next year. I don't like Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston. I mean, I like them, but I don't think they're gonna do very well there. Taysom Hill, he hasn't really proven. He got some chances to start. He hasn't really proven he's gonna be the guy. And Winston, who knows? They're gonna give him a shot. We'll see what the heck happens. But they franchise tag Marcus Williams, the safety, so they're holding on to him. Re-signed Winston to that $5.5 million deal. Re-signed James Hurst, offensive lineman. So not much for them, but man, they are in trouble with the cap. Michael Thomas and Kamara just have such big deals, and so do some other guys. So we'll see what the Saints do. I think they missed the playoffs this year for sure. We got the New York Giants. New York Giants. They've been busy. They've made some signings. They re-signed Leonard Williams, their defensive end. Gave him a massive deal. That was a good one. Brought in Kenny Galladay. Big deal for him. 4 years, 72. Brought in Kyle Rudolph, tight end. Brought in Devontae Booker. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's why the Raiders signed Kenyon Drake, because they lost Booker. Alright, that kind of makes sense. They brought in John Ross. Just see if he can revive his career at all. Well, he never really was good in the league so far yet, but they added Mike Glennon, that's funny. And the end, Ifedi Odenigbo. Okay, I can't say that name. Odenigbo, something like that. But Giants, they lost Barkley for all of last year. Saquon Barkley will be back. Daniel Jones, hopefully he can stay healthy this season. We'll see what they do in the draft. They got a high pick. Giants might not be too bad this year. I think it'll be the Giants and the Cowboys fighting for the division, the NFC East. But not bad for the Giants. We got the Jets, the New York Jets. New York football Jets. No, it's the Giants. I know. But the Jets got the 2 pick this year, number 2 pick. Probably grabbing a quarterback, but they franchise tag Marcus May, brought in Corey Davis, wide receiver, gave him a big deal. They gave him a lot of money. Jeez, 33 years, 37 mil. They snagged Carl Lawson, the end from the Bengals, Jared Davis, linebacker, wide receiver Keenan Cole. They brought Keenan Cole in, not bad. And LaMarcus Joyner, he's not bad either. Solid safety from the Raiders. So the Jets, another interesting team. Do they keep Sam Darnold? Do they draft a quarterback? If they draft a quarterback, which they probably will, are they trading Darnold? Like, what the heck is going on there? They got a new coaching staff. Who do they have? I can't think of his name, but they brought in the 49ers defensive coordinator. I can't think of his name. Oh, man. The 49ers, he was the 49ers defensive coordinator. I can't think of his name, but players like him, so we'll see. He might be solid for the Jets, but Jets, another interesting team going into the year. I don't think they'll suck like they did this year. I think they'll be a little bit better. We got the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't done much. They signed safety Anthony Harris from the Vikings. That's it. They really haven't done much. They got a high pick in the draft. What do they got? 7th. We'll see. Maybe they'll grab a receiver if one of the good ones are up there. But it'll be interesting to see Jalen Hurts for sure. It'll be very interesting because I think he's solid. They got rid of Wentz. It clearly wasn't working. He's regressed. But yeah, I hope the Eagles suck though. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, they are in trouble because they just can't let go of Roethlisberger, man. He is just, every year he's just slowing down a little bit. They were able to keep Juju, kept him for a 1-year deal. We'll see. He was offered more money, more years for other teams, and he stayed, just so he could stay in Pittsburgh, I guess. But they also got Cameron Sutton, cornerback. They got tackle Zach Banner and inside linebacker Vince Williams. So Steelers, I don't know. They had such a good start to last year and then completely folded in the second half of the season. Lost to the Browns in the playoffs. I don't know, honestly. I think Ben just has like a crappy year and they missed the playoffs. That's just what I think. I don't know. Maybe he plays well, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But we got the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers. A little bit active in free agency. They re-signed Kyle Juice. I forget how to say his last name, but he's a great fullback. One of the best fullbacks in the game. Gave him 5 years, $27 million. It's quite a bit for a fullback. They re-signed cornerback Emmanuel Mosley. I know that guy. Okay, yep. Re-signed Jason Verrett. All right, cornerback. They signed Samson Ebukam, defensive end. Re-signed Trent Williams, left tackle. Trent Williams. I don't know why that didn't click right away, but big time tackle. They gave him a massive deal. But he's solid, and they also signed Falcons center Alex Mack for a 1-year deal. So 49ers had a bunch of injuries last year, kind of cost them the season. If Jimmy G stays healthy this year, they are definitely in the playoffs, guaranteed. We got the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks were able to re-sign Chris Carson, Russell Wilson. There was a whole thing going on with him, like were they going to trade him? What the heck's going on there? Is he unhappy? They didn't trade him. They're keeping him. Maybe they move him before the draft or at the draft. Who knows? But right now, I think Russell Wilson's going to play there this season, no doubt. They also signed Rams tight end Gerald Everett. They traded for Raiders offensive lineman Gabe Jackson and signed 49ers cornerback Ahkello Witherspoon. So not much for the Seahawks. Not much at all, but they have enough threats for Russell. And their defense, it's not what it was. It's still okay, but they might have to address some issues in the draft, but we'll see. We'll see what they got. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, re-signed Levante David, they re-signed Rob Gronkowski, re-signed their kicker, Brian Suckup. Yeah, they still have to see what they're going to do with Leonard Fournette and Antonio Brown. We'll see if they stay for like super cheap deals. I have a feeling they're going to lose one of them, either Brown or Fournette. We'll see. It depends. I think one of them's going to have to take less money, but who knows? They're going to run it back. They're going to be good again. They're going to have a full off season to get ready. Buccaneers, honestly, if Tom Brady plays the same as this year, or just maybe he falls back a little, they're still going to make it in the Super Bowl. That team is loaded. That team is absolutely loaded. They just had such a slow regular season last year just because of a short camp and all that, but they have a full camp this year, full off season. They're going to be ready to play. That offense is ready to run it back. They're going to be lethal. We got the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans. Team Titan. Titans, they've made some moves. They've added some guys. They added outside linebacker Bud Dupree. They gave him a massive deal, 5 years, $85 million. They added D-end Danico Autry. Offensive tackle Kendall Lamb. Dory Jackson is gone, though. They did release him. They released offensive tackle Dennis Kelly. They brought in cornerback Janoris Jenkins. They brought in cornerback Kevin King. Re-signed Jayon Brown. And they signed long snapper Morgan Cox. So, Titans, they got a solid team. They lost Jonnu, but they really didn't use Jonnu that well anyways. They got enough weapons on offense. They got Derrick Henry to run them to the playoffs. Definitely going to be a playoff team. How far will they get? Probably not much further than last year. We'll see what they do in the draft. And the final team of the video, we have the Washington Redskins. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was an accident. I'm sorry. They've been the Redskins for so many years. I even thought about it too. Right before I was like about to do it, I'm like, Washington football team. And I've been used to it. Like, I've been saying Washington football team, the football team. And the moment I'm like ready to do it, as I'm doing this, I just look at the logo and I'm thinking Redskins, you know. But yeah, Washington football team. Oh, I broke it. Oh no. Oh fuck. It's all good. The Redskins are not dead. Alright, the Washington football team. Let's see. The big signing. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's gonna compete for a starting job. Man, we'll see what the Redskins end up doing. They got Taylor Henke. He's good. He might be a good starter. We'll see. But they franchise tag offensive guard Brandon Scherf. They re-signed Dustin Hopkins. They signed cornerback William Jackson. Gave him a big deal. He's the Bengals cornerback. And they signed. Oh, they got Curtis Samuel. Okay, I didn't see that Samuel got signed. So they gave Samuel 3 years, $34 million. So another weapon to add next to Scary Terry. So not bad for the Washington football team. Not bad at all. Well, that was a long video, but I hope you stuck with it. I hope you enjoyed. That was fun. Let me know what you think about your team's signings. And relax. Good night.